And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Conformity is the jailer of freedom and the enemy of growth. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. If not us, who? If not now, when? Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democratic answer, but the right answer. The ignorance of one voter in a democracy impairs the security of all. In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future. Peace is a daily, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures. Efforts and courage are not enough without purpose and direction. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Those who dare to fail miserably can achieve greatly. The time to repair the roof is when the sun is shining. The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. Let us never negotiate out of fear, but let us never fear to negotiate. The problems of the world cannot possibly be solved by skeptics or cynics whose horizons are limited by the obvious realities. We need men who can dream of things that never were. Tolerance implies no lack of commitment to one's own beliefs. Rather, it condemns the oppression or persecution of others. We cannot negotiate with those who say, "What's mine is mine, and what's yours is negotiable." The world is very different now, for man holds in his mortal hands the power to abolish all forms of human poverty and all forms of human life. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future, and we are all mortal. The great enemy of the truth is very often not the lie deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but the myth persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. Let us stand together with renewed confidence in our cause, united in our heritage of the past and our hopes for the future. Let us not be blind to our differences, but let us also direct attention to our common interests and to the means by which those differences can be resolved. The best road to progress is freedom's road. A child miseducated is a child lost. The greater our knowledge increases, the greater our ignorance unfolds. Liberty without learning is always in peril, and learning without liberty is always in vain. A man does what he must, in spite of personal consequences, in spite of obstacles and dangers and pressures, and that is the basis of all human morality. If a free society cannot help the many who are poor, it cannot save the few who are rich. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Mankind must put an end to war, or war will put an end to mankind. The goal of education is the advancement of knowledge and the dissemination of truth. We must find time to stop and thank the people who make a difference in our lives. A nation that is afraid to let its people judge the truth and falsehood in an open market is a nation that is afraid of its people. The rights of every man are diminished when the rights of one man are threatened. Every step we take towards making the state our caretaker of our lives, by that much we move toward making the state our master. The one unchangeable certainty is that nothing is certain or unchangeable. So let us not be petty when our cause is so great. Let us not quarrel amongst ourselves when our nation's future is at stake. Man is still the most extraordinary computer of all. Moral courage is a rarer commodity than bravery in battle or great intelligence. The great battleground for the defense and expansion of freedom today is the whole southern half of the globe. World peace, like community peace, does not require that each man love his neighbor. It requires only that they live together in mutual tolerance. We have the power to make this the best generation of mankind in the history of the world, or make it the last. I look forward to a great future for America, a future in which our country will match its military strength with our moral restraint, its wealth with our wisdom, its power with our purpose. As we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them.